Well, let's just, have we gone around and talked and looked to see if there's any contradictions? I mean, I've got a little while, don't I? I'm at 5, and I guess the show starts at 7, so I've got like 2 more time slots before the show starts. Okay, let's just see if there's any contradictions anywhere. I think we'll probably finish it today, though. Did I learn any new information? This time when I enter the fair, I know to head towards the side ring to check out the performances going on. A small group is gathering around a rope circle outlined inside the ring. But in the middle of the ring is a makeshift changing room with curtains obscuring what lies within. A few staff members are working busily with something inside, and they are whispering and suddenly looking around as if waiting for someone. Just as I poke my head around wondering what's happening, someone bumps up behind me. Hey, let me go through. It's Jan. Poking me in the waist, her other hand is clutching a box of popcorn. Go through to where? She casually tosses some popcorn in her mouth and points behind her back to the curtains. There, it's my act. Oh. Sorry, yeah, you should go. I watch her slide over and hop under the rope barrier without spilling a kernel from the overfilled box of corn. That's the wrong spelling. Then she went through the curtain. I have no idea what's going on. The crowd clearly doesn't either, judging by the way that they are whispering amongst themselves. Moments later, the curtain opens. In fact, the workers have dismantled the entire contraption. Jan's standing in the middle in a different outfit. She seems to have put on a long, loose robe with sleeves that almost fall to the ground. She's standing on a carpet that resembles a thick cloud, likely made from either wool or cotton. Beside her is a long staff that appears to be surrounded by flying birds. None of this helps. I still have no idea what the act is supposed to be. And then she moves slowly and retracts her legs. She's moved in a cross-legged pose mid-air. One of her hands is still on the staff, but for the lack of a better description, she's floating. What? How did she just do that? Must be the cane. She's holding on to it. But it doesn't look like. She levitates on top of the cloud effortlessly, looking a little bored. In fact, when I focus on her face, it looks like her mouth is moving slowly, but she's not saying anything. It looks a lot like chewing. She must have stuffed her mouth full of popcorn before she went on. She shoots me a conspiratorial look. I don't know if she knows I figured out what she's doing, what she was doing, or simply saying hi. I wait a while, just observing the other people here. People come and go. Some walk around the rope barriers, trying to find the trick's angle. Everyone's speculated about the staff and the carpet. When I look back at her, I almost laugh out loud. While she still has one hand on the staff, her other hand is currently under her cheek, as if she's preparing for a quick snooze. Her head is leaning further and further into her palm, and her eyes are closing. Everyone whips their head around to look at me, which is perfect because they miss Jan's head snapping up and almost falling off. Sorry. I look at her. She hurriedly sits up and lifts her head. Things go smoothly after that, although she looks ready to doze off every other minute. An eternity later, the curtain crew return. She shrugs off the jacket and heads back over to me. I didn't ask you to wait. I was enjoying the act. It's not an act, it's just sitting on a thing while wearing a thing. Yeah, I can guess how the mechanism works. I can tell you are bored. Please ask me your questions now or I'm really gonna fall asleep. We don't have a contradiction. I don't really want to talk about the autopsy report with her. Doesn't seem like a... Let's ask her about the attack. Yeah, I'm telling everybody about it. Fine, I hope this doesn't lead to questions about my competency. Someone hit you in the head? And took your clothes? Ha 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 ha. Yes, assault and robbery. Hilarious stuff. But you are a detective. It's like if... That's like if a lifeguard drowned. Or if a magician, known for a knife-throwing trick, gets stabbed to the heart. Trust me, I very much like to question my past self, too. Because you don't even remember why? This is like one of Chip's fake stories. I'm very much regretting the choice to tell this. Did you tell your mom someone hit you in the head? No, I'm sure she won't be happy to hear that. So let's hope she doesn't. That seemed to remind her of something. Oh yeah, don't tell Aideen I dropped the pole. She's gonna get mad at you for that? She doesn't like it when I perform. Well, I'm sure she's concerned for your safety like any good sister would. She's a hippo. A hippo? She swallows fire every day. I just walk on the wire. Oh, you mean a hypocrite? Someone who does one thing and says another. No, I said a hippo. Hippo, hippo, hippo. Does she roll around in the mud and weigh 4,000 pounds? What? No. Well, then she's not a hippo. Wait, does that mean you did drop the pole on purpose? No. Are you telling the truth, or are you just saying that to give me plausible deniability? She blows a raspberry at me. Okay, I think I know the answer to that one. Okay, well, that was a conversation that I had. Why does it have a... Oh, the autopsy report. I need to click that. I don't see what I could ask her that would help me. I can ask her about circus secrets. Sure, why not? I heard a rumor that circus folks don't like to talk to outsiders. Do you think that's true? I like talking to you. You are funny. Aw, thanks. Sometimes I don't like talking to people, though. Why? Because it feels like they don't want to talk to us. What do you mean? They bought tickets just to come here and see you guys. But seeing us in the show is different from talking to us. They come to see Rolf's animals, too, but they don't talk to the animals. She's very astute, in spite of, or perhaps because of, her age. I don't know how to respond to the sentiment in her comparison. Because the animals don't talk. That would be silly. That's not what I meant, but you are funny. Okay. Okay. I don't really want to tell her about that. Let's ask about that. I heard Rolf's horse escaped the stall. I didn't get anything for that. Yeah, I saw it. I saw him looking for Obsidian on Monday night. He found him at the fair. Yeah, I knew that one. I'm gonna ask about this. This pole seems like a weird thing. This pole here seems weird. Like, what's up with the pole? Like, why do I even have that in my, like... Let's ask about it. Have you seen those strange marks on the pole in front of this? Calliope. Oh, yeah. What happened? I think it was monsters. What kind of monsters? Like, something with big claws. Oh, maybe an ogre? I'm joking. It was one of Rolf's horses. Obsidian, I think that's the name. How do you know? He came over Monday night looking for a horse. He said he found the stable door all broken because the horse kicked it and ran out. I asked if he saw or heard a black horse run by. I had no idea because it was rainy and real dark, and I was listening to music. Monday night? Isn't that when... Yeah. And then everyone was busy talking about how Hattie's dead, so I forgot about the horse. I think said he found obsidian chewing something. This is probably what he meant. Yeah, we kind of already knew that. Man, what else do we need to do? We got the autopsy report. Let's see if we can talk to somebody about it. We got Rolf. Rolf's in the big top. Actually, let's talk to Aideen. Maybe we can talk to Aideen about the autopsy report. The killer switched the weapons, likely to disguise her identity. It must be important. My trip to kill her off to go about revealing that cover up failed. Oh, okay, so that would be a no on that. I haven't talked to her about the photo. I really hope there's no more surprises in this photo. Me too. Oh, okay. I guess we already talked about the photo. We talked about the shoes. Let's go to Rolf. Let's see what he's doing. Oh. He's just here. Okay. So, Rolf. Oh, I haven't, no. Actually. Although I don't have them on, I can't ask them about it because I've never met them. There's like a question mark where they should be. So I can't actually ask people about them. About her. Yes. You've been in the circus for a long time, right? Since the day I was born. And I mean, that literally. I was born on a moving circus train in between elephants and horses. My folks always said that's why I get along with them so well. Oh, so you've never been... You ever done anything else? No, I've never known anything else. Do you talk to outsiders often, or do you not trust them? It's not like that. I know what they say about us. What do they say? They say carnies are criminals on the run from the law. They say we have a girl in every town. They say we are drug addicts, serial killers. Whoa, compared to those upstanding citizens, I'd say tight-lipped is pretty tame. So you think they won't like you? Is that why? I know not everyone is like that. I'm scared, to be honest. What if they're scared of me? What if they think I'm a criminal? What if they think I'm stupid for not having lived the life they lived? I feel they think that every time I go to the bank, go rent a house, take a shower in a hotel room, I feel their eyes on me all the time when I'm doing things I'm not used to. I'm a little ashamed to admit this, but I've never even had a townie friend. Besides me, right? Oh, are we? Consider me your first townie friend. Oh, of course, you're a good guy. Unless you did the murder, dude. Then we probably won't be friends. Just saying. It's not scary talking to me, right? And I think the rest of the townies you talk to aren't even investigating you as a suspect in a murder case. Get wrecked. Well, when you put it like that, I guess they can't all be that bad. Alright. Man, I don't know what to ask about. Like, I feel like I'm out of questions. See, she's not here, so I can't ask about her. I think the same thing. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. I do notice the photo isn't checked anymore, though. Okay. Oh, I never talked to him about it. I feel like Elise not being available for this long is kind of suspicious also. You know that? It's kind of sus. Let's ask about the shoe collection. These are your shoes, right? Yes? You sound unsure. I mean, I didn't think you'd be interested in my footwear, but yeah, they're mine. Well, this is a little embarrassing, actually. There's no running water on the train. Sometimes we get a little behind on cleaning, you see. Did that cost me points? I can ask Jan about a bobby pin. Oh, again, nothing. When I don't lose an action point, that means... Oh, here we go. Here's one. I have been out in the rain. I had been out in the rain for hours, all muddy and drenched. And when I finally got back to my trailer, I barely had time to change before Echo came knocking. But then, of course, I didn't realize he had already seen me come back in that damn hat. I knew something was wrong the moment I opened the door and saw him. Very, very wrong. It was just awful. Awful day. Okay, well, that's something. Whoops. You can ask about Jan. How did you and Jan, your sisters? Adopted, yes. I can tell. So, did your parents adopt, or... No, I adopted her, just as a sister. I don't think I'm ready to be a full-fledged mother to a teenager yet. Maybe not ever. You adopted her? How did that happen? Where are her parents? I was 3 years old. We were performing in... It was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. We were performing in San Francisco. We got a story. Nice. I'd first finished off my performance and was laying alone in my bed when I heard loud metal change clanging. The whole train car was practically shaking. I thought there was an earthquake, but when I opened the door, I turned out someone was running on my roof. Some kids were chasing her around, and she ditched them by jumping on top of my train. I just watched this tiny thing flying over gaps and moving like a cat with wings. It was Jan, yeah, she was only 10 years old back then. She saw me and hopped through my window to hide in my room. I dealt with the kids chasing her. Why were they chasing her? Yeah, it's a long story. It was a long time ago. I don't remember anymore. I thought it was a long story, but no. But we got to talking, and she told me her parents aren't around. I don't know what came over me, and before I knew it, I was inviting her to stay and arranging things with Moses. Okay. That's interesting. Well, let's ask about Hattie, too. Moses said you were very close with Hattie. Is that true? Yes, we were very good friends. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to say to that? I'm sorry. People say, tell me. I'm sorry. People say, tell me all the time. I never figured out what to say. People say, tell me. Okay. It's okay. It's not. It happens. Something like this doesn't just happen. Thank you. What for? She lights a cigarette, puts it in her mouth, and takes a long, deep pull. The smoke lingers before her eyes, obscuring half of her expression. I thought about how we might end our friendship. Maybe we'd have a fight. Maybe one of us would leave the circus for good. Maybe we both would. But I never imagined something like this would like this. I didn't even I didn't even what? Nothing important. Just some silly things we plan to do. I guess it's all irrelevant now. It matters. It all matters to you, if to no one else. Why don't you tell me more about her? What kind of person was she? Smart, extraordinary. Everyone knew that. You took one look at her and just knew that she was destined for greatness. She was always trying to be better, to be more, even when she was already so much, and that makes you want to do better too. And she was incredibly kind. That might not be what you hear from the others, but I knew her. She had a hard time showing it sometimes, but she always tried to help in her own ways. She took care of her people. And you were one of her people? How did your friendship come about? I guess it started when she asked me to perform with her. She was planning this new trick, this knife-throwing act she needed someone to perform with. You know why she asked you specifically? I don't know. Maybe she thought I was the only one insane enough to agree. Or maybe she thought it was the only one pretty enough to be tied to a board for the audience to pay attention. It's always the ladies that are tied to the train tracks. Okay. I'm just gonna ask about people, I guess. Are you familiar with the puppeteer Echo? Sure, we've worked together for a while. Eddie knew him before, but better than I did, though. Right, they were apprentices together. Curious about something. Yeah. Does he always talk to the puppet, or is it just when he's talking to me? Oh no, he does that to everyone. I've never heard him speak himself. Do you know why? Is there a reason for it? I'm sure it's just what he prefers. I feel it feels impolite to ask. Come to think of it, Hattie never talked about what he was like before either. I'm sure he couldn't hold the puppet during magic performances, could he? Maybe you can ask him. Didn't you say it was impolite? Well, you are allowed to be impolite. I am? Have I been? No, Detective, you've been a perfect gentleman so far. Well, in any case, I'm sure you will be thrilled to share. Well, we know the answer. Let's just ask about Chip. Let's just use all our action points. What do you think about Chip the clown? Chip, he's a fun guy. Not sure there's much more to say about him. Are you friends? I'd say so, yeah. We are neighbors, so we go over to his train car to play games sometimes. Sometimes we drink a little too if Jan isn't tagging along. Bam. I don't know what to do now. I feel like we're in a waiting. I feel like we've gotten enough. We've got to just wait for something to happen. You know? So they're all getting ready for the show. I'm probably... Oh, I can go back here now? I'm used to seeing the stable door testing her handiwork when I hear heavy footsteps behind me. Unsurprisingly, it's Rolf carrying a big basket like the ones you use for a picnic. Oh, wait. I guess I can go here. I can't go to the fair and the, Wait, where can I get? Where can't I go? I can't go to the fair. I'm carrying dinner. Want to share with us? I turn to point at Elise. Do you have enough for all three of us? Yeah, of course. I brought a ton of sandwiches. He waves me and Elise over and arranges the table. Oh, here's a food up the food counter. Boom. We sit down cross-legged on the ground as Rolf starts pulling out food from the little basket. Here, Miss Jackie, how many sandwiches do you want? How many do you have? Rolf starts putting out 4, 5, 6, 8 paper wrap sandwiches and some sliced apples. How many people did you think you would have for dinner with you? I didn't know you were gonna be here, so is this not enough? I got 5 for myself, and I was afraid 2 wouldn't be enough for Elise, so I got 3. I thought if she wasn't gonna finish it, I could finish it for her. Sorry, I eat a lot. I'm a big guy. 2 is enough for me, so she can have 1 of mine. Oh, that's perfect. I'll have 4. So you can have 1 from her and 1 from me. Is that good? I can give you another one too, don't worry. If I get hungry, I'll just get some more from the kitchen. No, 2's more than enough. Thank you both. In the time it takes Ralph to wolf down 3 of his sandwiches, Elise and I barely finished our first one. So Elise, I saw you with the tools. Is the stable door fixed? Yeah, I replaced the bolt. I tested it. Should be no issue. Right, thank you so much. Really, I'm sorry about Obsidian. If it weren't for you, I don't know what I'd do about the door. Would have to probably pay someone else to fix it. Elise ducks her head under the praise, staring at the sandwich with her hands. Well, you brought me dinner, so... And you don't have to. I know Obsidian's yours. What you did for him, that was really kind. What I did for him? I'm confused. Why is Rolf confused too? I mean, I've been thinking about how you didn't just leave him behind. when you came here. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? I just think it's really lucky for him. I just remembered it. Oh, she's talking about how Rolf brought obsidian from his previous boss. Rolf found me about it. Rolf told me about it earlier, how Moses helped him buy obsidian and bring him along, even when the owner had set an unreasonable price to dissuade him. Rolf's eyes quickly flicked to me. It looks like he doesn't know how to react to the praise. If it were not for the seriousness of the conversation, I would be laughing. The expression on his face is practically identical to Elise's from earlier. Someone else might have just left him here, you know? Him there, you know? Then what life would he be living? I wouldn't have. If I had left him there, then what life would I be living? Obsidian he's family. Elise looks down at her hands. I can't see her expression from my angle. Yeah, family. Families are forever. He's a real good horse, too. You'd only just stop breaking things or chewing on stuff. Rolf was halfway through an apple slice as he looks up indignantly to defend Obsidian's honor. Hey, it's one time. I know, I'm just joking. We finished our dinner around the makeshift table. True to his word, Rolf devoured every last bite of food, including the half sandwich Elise couldn't finish. After that, we stand up, dust off our clothes, and put the hay bales back in their place. Let's talk to Elise. Me? Yeah, is it okay? Do you have time? Sure. Alright, I'll go check on the horses. Call me if you need me. Either of you. We don't have any contradictions. We have 7 action points. We've got 75 experience. Oh, we have to meet the killer at 7 also. That's right. We gotta meet the killer. Meet the killer. Man, we've talked to her about like everything. It's just a roll. No, let's just, I guess we'll just go everywhere and see what we find. Because those don't cost us points. When I reach my hand out to the train door to knock, I realize it's already open. Finally, I'm stuck. Oh, it's you. Nadine's standing in the middle of the room, excited to see me come in, but disappointed to realize it wasn't who she was waiting for. Are you expecting someone else? Yeah, Jan went to fetch dinner for the two of us a few minutes ago. That's when someone burst through the door yelling, "Hot, hot, hot, ouch, hot, hot!" Oh, there she is. Jan rushes in like a tiny whirlwind of yellow and blue fabric and black hair, dumping whatever she was holding onto the table with a loud clang that makes both me and Nadine flinch. That's when she looks up and notices. Hey! Nadine has already walked over to the table where Jan just dropped the casserole by the time Jan and I finished our greeting. Carried this here without gloves? I didn't feel like it was hot when I got it, and then I started walking. I swear it got hotter and hotter. Give me your hands. Do you need some cold water? I'm fine. She still reluctantly puts her hands out, which Nadine immediately grabs for a closer examination. See? Fine. I have the thick skin thingy from the training. Calluses. They're called calluses. Whatever. It didn't burn me. Next time ask them for a wet towel or some oven gloves or something. Okay. She's just saying yes in the conversation. Been there before. If it burns your hand, imagine trying to climb a rope ladder with it. Ow. Alright, I get it. No burning. Nadine rolls her eyes and invites us both to the table, dragging the chair from her vanity desk over to accommodate me. Jackie, have you eaten? Yes. I just had some sandwiches. Come have some with us. This might not be enough for the 3 of us, but you are in luck. Nadine sets utensils on the table and walks over to the little stove heating the tea kettle on the other end of the room. No! Nadine starts laughing. I'm sorry, what's happening? Nadine looks at me with Gritted teeth. That's my sweet potatoes. Come on, there's enough going around. Nadine opens the burner of the stove and fishes out a few foil-wrapped sweet potatoes. The casserole may not be enough for the three of us, so good thing we had these cooking. One for each of us, agreed? Jan shoots me a look, and I just know she'd be having two of them if I weren't there. If I were a kinder adult, I would let her have mine, but the sweet potatoes look too good to pass up. With perfectly crispy skin and gooey orange interior. Sounds amazing. Thank you for sharing. I was wondering if I was going to eat before dinner. Well, I already ate. Jan sighs with exaggerated disappointment, and we all sit down at the table to dig into our meal. It's so good. I love a casserole. So, Jackie, are you excited, nervous for the show tonight? It's your first time performing at Morgan's Traveling Circus, but you'll have to pretend. That must be a lot of pressure. Yes, I hope everything will go smoothly. Well, if there's anything I can help with, let me know. Oh, of course. Boring. You go talk over there. I'm still eating. Sure. Okay. No contradictions. Should we try the mind reading act on her? Sure, why not? So you perform with fire. You want to know what I do? Of course. What's your trick? Feel the inexplicable compulsion to lean in and whisper dramatically. I read minds. Her eyes light up, but I'm unsure if it's in excitement, amusement, or disbelief. Really? How does it work? Do you just hear everything I'm thinking? Oh, I hope you haven't thought... I hope I haven't thought anything rude or anything untoward. You believe it? She smiles, clucking her tongue like one might when appeasing a small child. Oh, maybe I should demand to see it in action. She looks me dead in the eyes and holds the gaze. Why don't you ask me if I really believe in mind reading? Well, Miss Nadine, do you? Do you really believe in mind reading? What do you think? I tilt my head to the side in a listening motion. You don't not believe in it? Huh. Well, I guess that's a good enough answer. Truthfully, I wasn't really sure before you answered the question, but that's actually a great way to describe how I feel. Sometimes you flip a coin just to wait for the moment before it lands, to know what outcome you don't want. Speaking of which, I have been thinking, if I had the power of mind reading, I'd never tell anyone. Because if you did, no one would want to be close to you. I was going to say that it would be harder to hear secrets if people are guarded, but that too. I suppose sometimes they're one and the same. That's the power of secrets. Well, are you thinking of any secrets that you ought to guard now? You tell me, mind reader. Okay, we didn't even read her mind. Let's ask about the irreplaceable thing too. I feel like we've gotten so much info that there's not a whole lot to do right now. Do you think Hattie was irreplaceable? What do you mean? Well, it's been suggested to me that no one could possibly take her place in the circus. She was exceptionally talented, of course, and everyone's irreplaceable in one way or another. I'm not sure I'm not sure what's the point. She's gone. Irreplaceable or not, we'll have to find a way to move forward without her. From her stories, it's clear that she's all too used to moving forward, or in another sense, being left behind. The words would sound callous if I didn't know what sort of relationship they had. Okay. That didn't cost us a point either. So. Alright, let's go. Oh, we can talk to Jan too. I see a lot of people are talking about Hattie's disappearance. Yeah, a lot of reporters came around asking questions. Moses won't tell them anything. He said to them he wants them to respect our privacy, but some people won't give up and they try to ask everyone what's going on. Did anyone ask you? What do you think? Some reporters offered me money if I told them what's going on with Hattie. Wait, you didn't tell anyone that Hattie is dead, did you? No, I'm not stupid. I just take the money and make something up. What kind of stories have you been telling people? It depends. I told one lady that how he was running away to get married. I told another guy that she won the lottery and quit. I told a crazy guy that Hattie was taken by aliens. Aren't you worried that they'll realize that they've been duped? They're all super competitive and trying to be the first person to break the news. They won't speak to each other. And I know Moses won't announce Hattie's death until after this week's shows are over and the killer is caught. We'll be in the next town by then. Who are they going to complain to? The police? The cops don't even want to deal with the murder. To Moses? Moses told them not to report it. That's smart, actually. Get wrecked, nerds. Man, I don't know what to do. Maybe we can eat with them, too. When I enter the office, I see someone I would not have expected. Moses is seated behind the desk, as always. But Tito, the 10-year-old fortune teller, is sitting right across from Moses. The documents and books on the table have been moved to the sofa, and in their place are several plates of food. There's a large casserole dish in the middle. On one side is a plate with sugar cookies, yum. On the other plate with browning apple slices, less yum. Oh, hi, Miss Jackie. Come in, please. Have you met Tito yet? I have. He gave me a reading, too. You've caught us at a good time. We were just having dinner. Have you had anything yet? Feel free to join us. We have ham and potato casserole today with some fruit and dessert. If you need anything to drink, I have water in the bottle over there. I can also make tea if you'd like. Tito has been silently observing us, but he suddenly interjects. If you want milk, there's a glass here, too. Moses pauses in surprise and chuckles. Right, Tito has a glass of milk that he's about to finish, isn't he? But I'm sure he's happy to share a little bit if you favor milk in your tea. Tito sighs and pushes a glass of milk a little further away from him. Apparently the kid doesn't like milk. Glad Moses is making him drink it. I think water is good for me. I'll let him have the milk. I'll have some casserole if you have enough left. I've eaten 3 times. Oh, I should mark that and mark another one. Moses gives me an amused look and turns back to Tito. You know, I wish I drank more milk when I was younger. Tito looks pained. I cover my mouth and stop myself from laughing at his expression. Looks like even Moses can't resist a good "when I was younger" speech. It helps you grow, you know. If my family could have afforded it when I was younger, perhaps I'd be taller. I always wondered about that. You wouldn't have been, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it doesn't actually make you taller. Tito doesn't speak initially. He just circled the rim of his glass with his fingers. Then he looks directly at Moses. If that's the case, then I insist you have it. A quiet standoff ensues. The whole scene is hilarious. I've only seen Moses as a serious and authoritative businessman, not as a tired pseudo-grandparent. And Tito is obviously not a spoiled kid, so his gentle reluctance is entertaining. Both whip their heads around to look at me, simultaneously glaring and asking for help. How about this? Do you have another glass? Sure, there's a bunch in my cabinet. You can both have half a glass. How about that? If that needs to be the case, why don't you share with us too? Are you just trying to decrease your share from half to a third? He looks like he's trying not to smile. I insist. Alright, cheers. 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 We drink. Tito struggles but downs. You'd think he forced hemlock on him. Now that wasn't so bad, was it? Right. Miss Jackie, do you have a reason for this visit? Do you need me for anything? Of course. Let's go over to the other side to speak. Tito, finish your meal, please. Okay. I assume I can't actually talk to Tito. Like, let's ask about the prankster part. Has Jan ever pulled a prank on you? He exhales. It somehow manages to sound like a restrained laugh and a grimace of pain. If that's what you call it. What did she do? Hey, Cannon. It was when she first joined us. She was younger back then, only 10 years old. Sometimes when we have more than a day in a city, some of us will go into town to fetch supplies. Once when I asked if anyone wanted to come along, Adine said she wanted to bring Jan along to get Jan's clothes tailored. So the three of us headed to the city. I get a story. Nice. We were at the tailor's. Adine was busy in the changing room, so she asked me to take care of Jan. I brought her with me outside to get some ice cream. One moment I turned around to pay the vendor. The next second when I turned back, she was completely gone. I almost had a panic attack right then and there. Of course, she wasn't an infant, but it was a big and unfamiliar city, and I couldn't even begin to think about how I'll explain this to Adine. So I went door to door asking all the shop owners if they had seen a young Asian girl. This tall, short hair, yellow dress. And as you could possibly imagine, all of their responses were, I haven't seen her. And what are you doing with a 10-year-old girl who couldn't possibly be your relative? So, did anyone see her? No. And it grows to the point where I couldn't stall anymore, so I thought, at least I should go find Adine at the tailor's and apologize profusely, and we go looking together. Mentally, I even started planning what should I do with the circus if we couldn't find Jan. I could have possibly sent them ahead to the next city while Adine and I stayed behind to look. Well, guess what? When I returned to the tailor, she was already back there, perched right on the countertop laughing at me. Turns out, I was so worried I forgot I was still holding the damn ice cream, which had melted all over my arm. Did she say why she ran off? It said she missed Adine. Of course, later when Adine learned about this, she scolded her for running off without me. I didn't want them to argue because of this, so I told her not to do it again. Ever since then, I didn't let her out of my sight. When I have to look after her. Okay. Yeah, that's I guess I wouldn't call that a prank. Oh, I can't talk to Tito. Okay. Let's go to Echo. Echo already ate, so I think okay. I kind of want to ask about the hat collection a little bit, but let's ask about the mind reading act. Have I told you that my signature magic trick is? You know, you haven't. Well, my trick of choice is a mind reading act. Oh, okay. That's it? Okay, no questions about it? You know, usually after I say that, people demand a demonstration or ask whether it's real. It's not. That's why it's a magic trick, not a superpower. I've seen my share of mentalist tricks back in the day. It's usually nothing more than a bunch of patter, and a few well-placed Confederates. Patter? Confederates? I understand every individual word, but the sentence makes no sense to me. He narrows his eyes at my confusion. You are a magician, and you don't know those words? I studied in France. I never learned this stuff in English. I know. Confederates, you mean Confederate, right? And that means an accomplice. Oh, people who help you with the tricks, like an assistant. His lips begin to turn downwards. Wait, no, not assistant. Sorry, my English. It's like people who tip you off, probably hiding in the audience, right? Whatever. But how do you know all these things, and how do you see the mentalist performance here? I know a few magicians very well. That's right. Chip said Echo was apprenticing with Hattie's mentor. Looks like maybe he's got some credibility to it. Okay, well, that was something. Let's ask about switcheroo. Do you think this plan will work, me pretending to be Hattie? Depends on whether you're actually a capable magician. Look, we never tour the same city twice in a year. Hattie only came here once before, a full year ago. So when you go out there, just keep in mind most of these people have never seen Hattie in person, only on a poster or in the papers for the past few days. Hell, none of them will remember her walk or her shade of lipstick. All they remember is the quality of a show. If you pull it off, they'll sing the praises of the amazing Hattie and her new phenomenal act. But if you don't, they will say, "What's wrong with her? This isn't the Hattie I remember, not the Hattie I heard about. And what's with the mask? Why didn't she perform her signature acts?" Wow, so no pressure. You should have known that you were taking on. You should have known what you were taking on when you agreed to do this. Honestly, I don't know what's in it for you. I hope you got a handsome check from Moses. Is it too late to renegotiate? He looks with pity and disdain written all over his face. I'm joking, of course. Sounds like a challenge. I like it. Okay. Two points left. Did you know anything about what's going on between Rolf and Hattie? What sort of thing? Like, are they romantically involved? They are not. If they are, would they tell you? No, but they are not. How could you be so certain then? Trust me, Hattie isn't interested. Apparently, he and Hattie go way back since their apprentice days. Could this be why he's so confident? Again, how can you be so sure? Do you know something I don't know? Was she secretly married? Seeing someone? Seeing you? What? No, Rolf is just not the type of person she's interested in. You know, she has a type, and you know what type it is? Are you and Hattie that close? If you don't believe it, go ask her yourself. I was confused until I saw him pointing to the ground. Oh, right, you can't, because she's dead. I don't know where you heard that, but don't just believe everything you hear. And you claim to be a mind reader. Besides, it's none of your business. Alright. I'll ask about this. Has Jan ever pulled a prank on you? Of course she has. What did she do? Why do you think I'm going to tell you? Because it's funny. He rolls his eyes with laughs. Actually, it was pretty funny. I respect the amount of effort that went into it. Now I have to hear it. As you can see, the marionette has tailored clothes just like a human. Oh, we got a story. And I never leave it alone. Usually when I sleep, I leave it on the table next to my bed, and I'm a light sleeper. So you can imagine my surprise when one day I woke up and the marionette had a completely new outfit. A clown's costume, complete with a stupid hat. Oh, I bet Chip loved that. He did, which annoyed me significantly more than the prank itself. Or did she even get the marionette-sized clothes? Apparently, they came from leftover fabric from Chip's actual clown costume, and Jan sewed it together herself? That's what she said, but judging from the needlework, Aideen or Elise had to have been an accomplice. Well, at least she didn't rat them out, and compared to her other efforts, I think you were let off easy. Should I be honored? I do give her kudos for the effort and bonus marks for loyalty. Honestly, I'm more impressed by how she somehow managed to be quiet enough to not wake me. Apparently, walking the wires for years gives you very light footsteps. Alright, we're done. We're making progress, I guess. Ding! I don't know what else to ask. That's the problem. See, and Elise isn't available still. Has she been available at all? I actually don't know if she's ever been available. Like we can't finish this collect alibi without her. Chip's over here. I don't think Chip was over there in the other one. Although we weren't allowed to go to the fair. That's right. The fair is incredibly busy this time of day. Long lines are forming in front of the food vendors. Seems like everyone grabbing a bite for the big show. Right in the middle of all the crowd and commotion, I spot Chip. It's pretty easy because of his outfit and his hat. It looks like he's standing in line for the corn dogs and entertaining everyone around him while he waits. Feeling my eyes on him, he turns around and smiles. Oh, hi, come here. Sorry, everyone. This is my friend, Mr. Jones. I promise he's not cutting in line. We just have some business to discuss. So you gotta excuse me. Oh, it's my turn? 2 corn dogs and a large fry, please, and thank you. After the crowd reluctantly disperses and Chip grabs his treats, he comes over to me and hands me a corn dog. Here. Oh, we're eating again? Come on, I can tell you're hungry just by the look on your face. He can see me hesitate, so he shakes the stick in his hands and pushes it in front of my face. Eat the corn dog. Come on, take one. We'll eat and talk. I accept. Okay, there we go. That's the food. Chip takes a big bite out of his, uses his free hand to open the bag of fries, and shares them with me. Yummy. Is this your dinner? Don't people who work here have catering? Of course we do. I'm just skipping it in favor of the lovely corn dogs. I'm a clown of the people. Besides, this way I won't have to go back to my train. Why don't you want to go back to your train car? Just don't want to see my roommate's smug face today. You met Echo, right? You know we live together. But how do you know your roommate will be there? I don't know. Maybe he's thinking the same thing and he's out dodging me. You don't like each other, but it seems like you have a lot in common. What? Take that back. We are nothing alike. The only thing we have in common is how much we don't like each other. That was, what did Sun Tzu say? Know thy enemy? He could be dodging me too, but I'm not gonna risk it. Besides, this way I get to have corn dogs, one of mankind's greatest inventions. He swallows the last of the corn dog and turns his focus on the fries. Do you want any more of those? Oh no, I'm good. You can have them. Wait, you've read Sun Tzu? Alright, watch this. He opens his mouth wide and pours the rest of the bag down his mouth, demolishing them in a second. Some of the spectators, I didn't realize there were people still watching, applaud. Chip gulps down the fries and bows to them in acknowledgement. And then he leans into me to whisper. Anyway, what about you? How are you doing? What about me? We are departing tomorrow in just a few hours. You aren't following us to another city, are you? No, of course not. Then your clock are ticking. Tick tock, tick tock. Your reputation as a detective is under threat if you don't manage to solve this case. To be honest, my bigger motivator is the check. Oh, that too. Anyway, if there's anything I can help you with, let me know. I do have a few questions. I do? What are my questions? Let's ask about Hattie. I feel like at this point we kind of need to start. Well, let's ask about secrets. I don't really want to spoil the. I heard something about people in the circus. Maybe you can tell me if there's any truth to it. Uh-oh, what did you hear? I heard you guys don't trust outsiders. Is that true? You are an outsider. What makes you think I'll answer honestly? Just kidding. It's absolutely true. Carnies are some of the weirdest people. You are one of them. Of course, look at me. But I didn't used to be one, you know. When I first joined the circus, I had the same feeling you did. People here are so secretive and so weird. We got a story. I had a roommate back then. Everyone called him Big L. He was the massive waitlister whose family had been working in the circus for 3 generations. They called him Big L because he's, you know, big, even bigger than Rolf. I'm not kidding. Like, he kept hitting his head on the train ceiling and had to go in and out the door sideways like a crab because his shoulders wouldn't fit. Anyway, for reasons we won't get into, Big L hated me. Hey, seems like a recurring theme with my roommates. He never beat me up or anything, but he wouldn't talk to me. And when he talked to his friends in front of me, they always spoke in whatever that is. So I won't understand a word of it. Kaya Zarn? What's that? You didn't know? It's the Carney language. Only people who've lived in the circus will understand. A whole language? It's more like a way of speaking, but you need to be familiar with the rules and quick enough to follow them. Like Cockney or Pig Latin. Yes, exactly like that. At the time, I didn't know Kaisarn either. Now I do, but I'm not gonna teach you because, you know. But imagine Big L and his friends just speaking a foreign language around me all the time. It's like having 20,000 snakes sitting in a room gets real annoying. So me and Big L were just giving each other glares and sneers all day. He was probably bitching about me to his friends in Kaisarn, and I was calling him Big Loser, but only in my head. Whatever, right? And one night, when I was performing the night shift, some strangers got drunk and real rowdy. They were trying to heckle the show, and I made fun of them right back. Before I knew it, one of them jumped on stage and pinned me to the ground. I was like, hey, take a joke, man. And then he punched me in the stomach. I was trying to fight, but he had me pinned. That's when Big Big L showed up and tore him off me, throwing him off the stage. Asshole went flying, and the rest of his can't take a joke buddies rushed the stage. Big L stood up, raised his hands, and shouted, hey, Rube! I was thinking, who's Rube? Does he know one of these assholes? But then, I swear to God, 100 carnies rushed over from every corner of the circus to join the fight. And those assholes, their own moms wouldn't have recognized their bloody faces if they somehow managed to crawl back home. So, hey Rube is kind of like a mayday code. It's not Kaisar, but it is Carney code all the same. And it saved my life, or at least saved me from a beating. Now, I'm an old carny. I kind of understand how I can feel like us against them. Do you think the townies really trust us? So, as much as we carnies might be weird and secretive, we stick together. I can't complain about it. That was a good conversation. I'm glad I asked that. I could ask about this. I don't know if it'll be relevant, but I can ask. Oh, it's not relevant. I did not know that. What did he do? Apparently he anxiously chewing on a wooden pole. Poor Obsidian. It must have tasted awful. Not like a corn dog, right? Was that about Hattie? Because we haven't asked about Hattie. You were familiar with Hattie, weren't you? He shrugs and indicates so-so with his hands. Do you have any theories about what happened? Anyone that might have something against her? I can't think of anything. Really, nothing? It's not me, though. I can tell you that much. Great, very helpful. I'm sure you're the only one who will say that. Sorry, I just don't have any idea what happened. I don't want to get anyone into trouble. Well, to be honest, it's more like I don't want to get into trouble myself for getting people who are not supposed to be in trouble. This word salad somehow makes sense to me. I nod and decide to switch tactics. What about Hattie? What kind of person was she? Well, she was a phenomenal magician. That's all. I'd have thought that's a given. Hey, not every magician is actually good at magic, okay? What, even a magician without magic? What even is a magician without magic? Ian? What? You ask, what's a magician without magic? Magician, Ian. Minus the magic, so Ian. His voice gets progressively weaker under my glare as he finishes the sentence. I thought I had something there. You know what? Never mind. Let's move on. What a joke. That's hilarious. I can't show that, okay. Oh, so I guess he did see someone. He wasn't trying to set me up. Well, now I feel a little bad about assuming. He's still an annoying prick, though. Okay. Well, what do we do here? I mean, I'll go somewhere else. When I walk in, Eddie and Jan are sitting at the table near the window having dinner. Oh, hi, Mr. Jones. Hey, there's like a time dilation thing here, even though I was here as Hattie or as Jackie. Jackie's not here. Hey, come in, sit down, please. We were just having dinner. And he drags a chair over to the vanity desk for me to sit. They're close to finishing their meal, and judging by what's left on the plates, they weren't having meatloaf or grilled cheese sandwiches. She knows me eyeing the sandwiches. Have you eaten yet? Do you want some? Some more leftover toast and a tiny stove over there. We can fix a grilled cheese. Fix you a grill. Wait, they're having something different to eat now? Well, this is weird. If it's not too much trouble, that would be lovely. I'm gonna eat more food. She finishes hers in one bite and walks over to the small stove to prepare my modest meal. So how's the investigation going? Caught any lies? You mean besides the one you orchestrated? Hey, I didn't... Well... She laughs in acknowledgement, but doesn't seem repentant. You mean about where she was on Monday night? Yes. As you eventually admitted, you were here alone. She was actually with you. She wasn't actually with you. She was... Why the ambiguity? Right. What I don't understand is... Why did you lie about it? You had a solid alibi regardless and a corroborating witness in Rolf. I don't get to continue because Aideen's giving me a desperate look. I instinctively look back at Jan, who has stood up from her chair. What is corroborate, whatever that means? She was with Rolf? Hey, Jan. Jan ignores her and rushes in front of me, craning up towards my face. Was she? She was? I mean... Aideen sighs and walks over. Don't be hard on the detective. Yes, I was, Jan. Yes, I was, Jan. I didn't tell you. They both look deathly serious. I'm serious, too. Seriously confused. What does this have to do with anything? Why didn't Aideen tell Jan what she was actually doing if they were making up a lie together? In fact, why didn't she tell Jan where she was on Monday night? Why would Jan be upset to know she was with Rolf, and why is she getting upset now? The room is quiet for a few moments, but I can see something brewing on Jan's face. It's like she herself didn't even know how to react. After a moment, she starts screaming. Ah! She lifts her hands like she wants to hit something or someone, but she doesn't. Instead, she stomps out of the room. Wait! Jan slams the train door behind her. Dean's left in place, speechless. She sighed. What was that? Dean looks worried, guilty, and perplexed. I don't know. You don't know? Do you have a kid, Mr. Jones? I do not. Then you won't know what I'm talking about. But Jan is not... For all intents and purposes, she's my kid, now and forever. Why doesn't she like you with Rolf? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. My guess is kids with abandonment issues can get possessive. That's why I didn't tell her about... Well, it's no use talking about that now. I'm sorry I said something I wasn't supposed to. I'm sorry I said something I wasn't supposed to, didn't I? I didn't know that she didn't know. It's fine. Are you going to go after her? I think she needs some time. Can you please go check on her to make sure she's okay? Me? Yes, you. You were here. You started it, didn't you? Well, if she's still saying I started it, clearly it's not fine. Alright, do you know where she might be? The train starts shaking. Earthquake. Hitting stifles a laugh before pointing upwards. You mean... Go check on her, please. I'll join you in a bit. I head outside the train and look at the roof. A foot in a red ballet flat dangles over the edge. Question is, how do I get up there? Ugh, I'm getting too old for this. After I finally climb onto the train roof with some significant maneuvering, Jan's already looking a little less angry, probably due to my unintentional physical comedy act. Haha! Hilarious. She looks like she's about to cry. She sees me come up and turns her back. Hi. Why are you here? Well, she thought you needed some time, so she sent you. How are you gonna help? To be honest, I don't know. The only thing I know how to do is ask questions. I don't like questions. Well, sorry, but do you mind if I ask what made you upset? Was it because Nadine was with Ralph, or was it because she didn't tell you? She whips around with a red-rimmed eyes, angrier than before. No, you don't get it. You don't get anything. She stomps on the ground like, aka the ceiling of 80 rooms, and yells, "Why are you here? I don't even know you." If she wants to know why she stomps, can ask me stomp herself. Oops, I screwed that one up. She really doesn't like questions. Her voice gets quieter and she whispers, "It's not about any of that. Please don't cry, Jan." Just as I start to panic, Aideen's head finally pops into view. She sits down next to Jan. "I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I should show myself out, but Aideen doesn't seem to want me to leave, or maybe I actually want to stay." "You were with him." "Yes, is that a problem for you? I can talk to him." "No, I didn't care when you were." Her eyes flick over to me and she swallows the rest of her words. "When you were, I don't care if you like him." "When you were, with I don't care if you like him." "I mean, you were with him, so you didn't need to lie." Aideen's eyes flash in understanding. You didn't need to lie. You didn't need to lie and say I was with you. Not for you. You didn't need to lie. You didn't need me to lie and say I was with you. Not for you. You did it for me because you think I did it. Oh, shit. Honey, I don't. Or you think there's a chance I did it? You think I killed Hattie? So you asked me to lie because then I'd have so that we will think I can't be guilty? Dawn stands up and wipes her eyes with her arm. She leans right into Aideen's face. I didn't kill her. Why would I? She just repeats herself as if she thinks we don't believe her. I just didn't. I thought you were supposed to trust me. I thought if you still wanted me after the stealing and the bad stuff, then you must believe I was good. I thought you believed I..." Her voice is shaking so much that she can't continue. Aideen stands up and wraps Jan in her arms. Well, this is where I kind of thought this was going. So here we go. We got it out of the way. We got it out of the way early, I guess. Honey, I do. I have always believed that, even when you may not believe that yourself. I didn't think it was you, promise. I know you wouldn't. I just couldn't risk it. I didn't sleep the whole night, just thinking about you and about Hattie. She was my best friend. Whoever did that to her, I want them to rot. I want them to pay for it. I want them to die. But you are my sister, and I know how it might look, but I know you. If it were you, you must not understand. You couldn't have done that if you couldn't have meant it. And I know cops, even if it might not be you, it may not look good. And what happens then? You don't deserve to have your life changed. That's stupid, I know, and deeply wrong. If that's what truly happened, I will go to hell for it. But you are my kid. If it was you, then I need to bear some of the responsibility too. Then I should already be in hell. Jan shakes her head in Aideen's arms, her voice muffled in Aideen's clothes. I didn't do it. Shh, I know, and I'm sorry, okay? I'm really sorry. I know, I believe you. I'm sorry. May I interject here? They both glare at me. 1, I do not recommend perjury or tampering with evidence under any circumstance, but the good news is you were only giving your statement to me, a crackpot PI, not to the police or under oath. 2, if I may ask, Miss Yon, why did you agree to lie to say your sister was with you then? Oh, I thought she did it, of course. What? I mean, you wouldn't tell me about where you were, and you wanted me to lie for you. She looks like she doesn't know whether to laugh or cry, and instead she turns to me. For the record, I didn't do it either. Alright, both of you are just lying for nothing. Last question. Can we get off the roof now? They both laugh, but I'm not joking. My knees are getting weak from trying not to slip off. Yes. Yes. Here you go. A grilled cheese sandwich. Man, it's not burnt. Sorry about all that. It's okay. I already added the grilled cheese sandwich to the food count because I assumed we were going to get it. Now, I imagine you might have some questions for us. Yes. I have questions for Jan. Me? Yeah, you. Fine, but I don't want to stand up. Alright, I'll go. You should stay here. I don't really have any questions. I just had to pick somebody. I'll ask about Rolf. Do you know the animal trainer, Rolf? She crosses her arms. I don't like him now. Why? He seems like a nice guy. No reason. She kicks at the ground idly and refuses to say more. Okay. Switch to 18. Let's ask her about circus secrets. This might be a weird question, but do you feel like people are more secretive here in the circus? Compared to what? I don't know, just everyday people? Well, sure, yeah. They don't have that many secrets to keep, do they? I think you'd be surprised. Of course, you know all about that. It's your job to figure out other people's secrets, isn't it? Only the ones I'm paid to investigate. There are 2 kinds of secrets here. First, it's the kind everyone has gossip. Who's cheating, who wants a raise, that sort of thing. The other is the circus sort of secret. Those protect our livelihood. What do you think this case falls into? The second one, definitely, because it will definitely ruin our livelihoods if it gets out. What about you? Do you know any juicy secrets? I try to say that in the most offhanded way I could, but she smiles like she knew exactly what I was doing. The thing about keeping secrets is the better you are at it, the more that will come your way. And I happen to be very good at it. Well played. She knows a lot of secrets, like the secret to the act, for example. Let's ask about Rolf. What's your relationship with the animal trainer, Rolf? What's my relationship with him? I guess I would say we are friends after being co-workers for such a long time. What prompted you to have a romantic stroll in the fields one afternoon with just a regular co-worker friend? It's true, we are not seeing each other yet. The operative word being yet. She laughs lightly, taking my questions in stride. There might be something between us, yes, but don't go spreading the word on this. There's a reason we chose to go away from the circus. The folks here run a gossip mill like you wouldn't believe. Comes with being in a small community, holed up in trains most of the days. Oh, we got a new thing, secret romance. It's a new topic of conversation. What? Let's ask about it. So you and Rolf, how did this come about? As much as she wanted to keep their relationship secret, she doesn't seem bashful or wary now, so she seems to almost take it as a challenge. The way all things like this happen, I don't think you need me to teach you, Detective. Just wondering, why did you decide to keep this a secret? Because this thing between us is quite new. I don't want folks at the circus to watch us like kids in the schoolyard, and I don't want things to get awkward for everyone if it doesn't work out. You have doubts about how long it's going to last? Doesn't everyone when they're first starting something? We live uncertain times, and these are uncertain times. Well, if you like him, and he likes you, what's there to worry about? She smiles humorlessly. shadow cast under her brow. From my angle, I can see the flickering cigarette light reflected in her irises. Of course he likes me. He has a documented love for dangerous things. What does that mean? She shakes her head and lifts the cigarette in her lips again. That man treats lions and elephants like they are farm animals because he doesn't know the difference. I have to wonder if he doesn't realize what he's getting himself into, playing with wild, untamable things. Okay. Let's just keep asking questions about people. How long have you been with Moses' Circus? It's going on 4 years now. Moses scouted me himself. Back then, I was doing my fire performances on Coney Island. I was doing okay for myself with all the money that I got from the park's visitors. I guess someone passed my name to Moses, who was looking for new blood to liven up his circus acts. Circus was doing shows in the Midwest at the time, but he took the train alone out to New York just to see me perform. He watched, tipped, and told me why he was there. I asked why he picked me. He just told me I was good at what I did. Truthfully, I was hesitant at first. Yes, I imagine when you live in New York, the circus doesn't seem like a big deal. It's not that, it's just, why take a salary when you can make enough on your own and work for no one, you know? I understand the feeling. But he got me with two things. One, he pointed out the whole making money in New York is fun. Renting in New York is not. Living and eating in the circus would allow you to save up almost all of my salary for my future plans. For the future? Well, I can't be playing with fire forever. Even if I wanted to, there's no way my body could take it. But if I saved up enough money, maybe I'd open a business of my own. Nothing fancy, just a cafe or a bar. I do love my drinks, alcohol and non-alike. Anyway, it's too far off to say for now. And what was the second thing he said? He promised an adventure, to see America, to perform for people all over the world. And damn if he didn't know exactly what I wanted. And the rest is history. And the rest is history. Okay. Okay. I mean, I could ask her about herself, but kind of... Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to pick you on, but that's fine. Let's go elsewhere. Let's go elsewhere. Maybe we'll get some food here, too. When I head back to the office, I quickly realize, hey, look, there's 2 glasses. Oh, one's got water and one's got milk. I quickly realize Moses is alone. Someone is sitting, and it's different food, too, it looks like. It's Tito, the fortune teller. Although the cookies are there. He saw me come in and Moses saw me come in and stood up behind the table. Mr. Jones, have you met Tito yet? Yes, I did. He gave me a reading, too. I glanced at the table. They're almost done apart from some scraps of meatloaf and one plate of cookie crumbs on another. There are also 2 glasses of milk on the table. Moses finished his, but Tito's is only half empty. Sorry, did I interrupt your dinner? No, we are finished. Moses eyes Tito with an expression I can't quite decipher and cleans off everything on the table besides Tito's glass of milk. Alright, how about this? You can do your readings once you finish drinking that. Tito sighs and picks up the glass while turning to me to explain. I was just about to do a reading for Moses. Oh, should I? It's okay. If he says so, I'm okay with you watching. Tito closes his eyes and downs the milk while putting out a tarot deck from his pocket. Does he carry those everywhere? Alright, have your question in mind and split these into 3 decks, please. Alright, I want to ask about the future of the circus. Moses, with an apologetic look at me and says, I'm humoring him. Goes through the motions instructed. But Tito looks completely serious. The most coldest look I've seen on a 10-year-old's face. Now, these 3 cards will represent the past, present, and future. He flips the first card over. Death, endings, mortality, moving forward. I look at Moses. He doesn't seem nervous or apprehensive at all. Well, I think we can deduce what that is pointing to. Yeah, I bet it's the first time in history that particular card in this deck has ever been used to signal an actual death. Of course, Jan's sabotaging has extended extended to this card too, judging by the red evil eyes and the Grim Reaper is sporting. Moses says nothing about the doodles. Guess he's seen this deck before. Tito and Jan argued about it in front of him. Go ahead and flip over the next card, please. Seven of Swords, reversed. Confession, conscience, truth revealed. Does that mean a confession from the killer or a confession from me? A confession from him, or does that... What does he have to confess? It's supposed to represent your present at the circus. If there's a confession, that the thought has already occurred. Have you considered doing such a thing? Moses remains silent. After a while, he reaches for the third card. And this is supposed to represent the future, right? That's right. That's the Fool, innocence, adventure, beginnings. Beginnings, I like that. You know, perhaps it's meant to be. When I started the circus, I chose a jester as a logo, a fool. He points to the poster on the left side of the tent wall, and then to the pin he has on his suit jacket, both the face of a jester. I didn't think about the tarot card exactly, but I chose it because we should all strive for honesty without taking ourselves too seriously. In the King's Court, jesters are the only ones allowed to mock the monarch. A commoner in a costume can often shed light on truths too hard for the aristocrats and the royal advisors to say. The circus exists to entertain, therefore the jester would be here reminds us that entertaining can mean different things. It can mean to excite, to educate, to inspire, and I think perhaps to tell the truth when it matters. The past week has been filled with confusion and deception, the antithesis of what this business represents. Sorry, I have some thinking to do. And Mr. Jones, I hope you can help us find the truth as well. I will try my best. Right, sorry about the turn that has taken. Tito, thank you for the reading as always. You've definitely left me with something to think about. Mr. Jones, would you like to chat? Sure, I have a few questions. I'll ask about Hattie. I haven't asked about her. Have you checked Hattie's room yet? I have. I found some interesting things, but I'm not quite sure how to interpret it. Well, let me know when you figure it out. I'll ask about the trophy. So I went to Hattie's room. Did you know a trophy was broken in her room? No, I haven't been there since she died. I think she locked it up before she left on Monday afternoon. I don't know if anyone has been inside since. You said a trophy was broken. Yeah, it's shattered on the ground. It was like a greenish, bluish color. Was it in the shape of a star? It shattered into pieces, so I couldn't quite tell, but that sounds right. There were a lot of sharp edges. That was her Magician of the Decade trophy awarded by the American Magician Society. I believe it is the only one in the color you are describing. Magician of the Decade. Has Hattie been working for that long? No, but it doesn't work like that. As you can imagine, it's a unique award that they only give out every 10 years. It's a very high honor. It was a particularly treasured piece of hers. So there's no way she'd have left it on the floor like that in normal circumstances. But, and because she didn't die in her room, and people saw her outside, it's unlikely she fought someone there. Is it possible that the trophy was broken after her death? Possibly by the killer? You got all that from some broken glass shards on the ground? That's what I do. Okay. So about the autopsy report. Not wanting the other party to hear, I lower my voice. What are you thinking? Well, there are a few things. First of all, I'm thinking about the what. What was the murder weapon? I don't know what these descriptions point to. Longer, narrower, thicker. You don't have a rapier somewhere in the circus by any chance? Not that I'm aware of. Secondly, I'm thinking about the why. The why? Why did the killer feel the need to swap out the murder weapon? Was it because the original was a dead giveaway for their identity? Was it done to set up the crime scene to look like the knife-throwing act? If it's the former, it tells me that it was likely a crime of passion. So the question becomes, what brought this on? Hey, stains blue. But if it's the latter, then the killing was premeditated. But I must ask again, why? Why use something different and then try to disguise it? Why the throwing knife? What does it mean? This particular act of disguise, once revealed, might tell us more about the killer was thinking than anything else at the crime scene. And of course, thirdly, I'm always asking about who. That's the million-dollar question. So, what is the murdered weapon? Why switch it out? And who did it? These questions seem more intertwined than ever. Pull one thread loose and the rest will unravel. He nods solemnly. I know there really isn't much time left, but I'll do my best. Yeah. Let's ask, can we ask about the crime scene photo? That doesn't give us, it doesn't give us anything. Okay. We can ask about Circus secrets. We could also mention the secret romance of the trick revealed. So I spoke with Aideen about the knife throwing act. The secret behind it. What secret? Well, wait. Yeah, I wasn't sure you'd want to know because of the whole trade secret thing. Well, you've already spoiled it by making me aware that there's a secret to be found. He stands up straight and adjusts his glass, looking much more like the sharp businessman of his reputation than the tired, burdened man he's appeared to be so far today. What's left is not hard to guess. I had been wondering when she had time to train for knife throwing. She's a magician, not a knife thrower. Most of the magic relies on three things: sleight of hand, illusion, and misdirection. Yeah. If she doesn't know how to actually throw a knife, then she doesn't throw it. The throw is sleight of hand, the knife hitting the board would be an illusion, and Aideen is the misdirection. Top marks. From what I understand, the board has a mechanism at the back operated by Elise that makes knives pop out. But I've seen the board. There's nothing. Ah, that one must be a duplicate, more misdirection. No wonder when they rehearsed the act with me, they insisted on doing the full show. Must have switched to the actual board when the light was down. Did you truly know none of that before? Sounds like I didn't need to tell you any of it. I really didn't know. Is it that hard to believe Hattie was trained in knife throwing, or that someone could throw knives with that level of skill? We have people who swallow fire and walk on wires. Naturally, we'd assume something that could be accomplished with skill doesn't need to be accomplished with trickery. The genius of the act, Mr. Jones, is that no one knew to look for a trick. That's true. And I feel like most people at the circus didn't even know it was a trick. Okay, it's 7 o'clock now. It's time to meet the killer. The big show is starting, and the big top becomes the brightest tint in the slowly darkening landscape. I can't see the crowd drifting towards it from all avenues, but rivers join this like rivers joining the sea. The rest of the landscape becomes quiet and empty. It's the perfect time to have a clandestine meeting with a suspected murderer in a train car once belonging to the recently deceased victim. Faint sounds of the crowd and music from the big top begin to fade as I walk towards the train. I can now hear my heart beating in my chest and the blood flowing through my ears. I can hear the cogs turning in my head. I can hear the bell of destiny ringing. I approach the train. No sign of light. I can't tell if there's anyone or anything inside the car. It's aliens. It was aliens. Aliens did it. This is it. The note said the door will open. I try the handle and feel no resistance. One hand reaches for the gun in my thigh. I open the door carefully with the other. Alright. What's gonna happen? The room is dark. There's no one inside. What happened to I will be waiting? Is this a trap or is this a trap somehow? What reason could they have to kill me for my silence? To somehow coerce or bribe me? But what do you mean? What makes the killer think this will work anyway? Speaking of which, I'm not even totally sure that this was from the killer. I'm the one you were looking for. Who would write that if not the killer, though? Maybe it's Hattie. It was all a trick. What do you think? The whole thing was a trick. I kind of dismissed that because of the autopsy report. Like, at first I thought it might be a trick that Hattie wasn't actually dead, but then there was an autopsy report, which kind of, like, relieves that, you know, makes it so that that couldn't possibly be the case. I can barely see, but I'm not sure I should risk turning on the lights. Too easy to spot. Hattie's twin? I mean, that would be quite the magic trick, right? But I'm sure I can research. So too easy to spot for both the writer of the note and anyone who might pass by. I wait for a few minutes, but it looks like the sender is a no-show. What a waste of time. Well, at least I got into Hattie's train car. Maybe this was the sender's goal. That there's something here that they want me to see, hence the elaborate ploy to get me inside. So when I start adjusting to the darkness, I begin looking around to see if I can spot anything interesting. I can't read in this light, but there are some newspaper clippings and maps on the wall. On the other side of the room is her bed and a mountain of luggage tied down to the train car. Nothing notable. I set my sights on the desk and cabinet next to me. I see something glinting on the cabinet. Are these glass trophies? For what? I lean in, squinting to get a closer look. Hey, that's the star trophy that allegedly broke. Magician of the Decade Award for Excellence in Performance from the American Magicians. What is going on? Like, now I don't know what's going on. We got two timelines, and they're different. Okay. I think we've been supposed to slowly notice this, but we have two timelines that are different. The trophy isn't broken in this timeline. The trophy's broken in the other timeline. The trophy isn't broken in this timeline. So this is weird. They were eating different food in the previous time, in the previous hour. They were eating different things. So, oh no. Before I even managed to raise my gun or turn my head, the shadow behind me moves, bringing... Okay, maybe this is a different day. Maybe this... Maybe I'm the one that hit... I'm the one that hit the detective on the head. Maybe... Maybe this is yesterday. Maybe this is a yesterday. And I'm gonna break the trophy. I predict I'm gonna break the trophy. Before I even manage to raise my gun and turn my head, the shadow behind me moves, bringing something down with incredible speed and force. The last thing I see is the comical red and gold hammer coming straight at my eyes. And the last thing I hear, as my body begins to fall, is the sound of glass shattering, the trophy joining me on the floor. I never heard the door. They must have been hiding in the car this whole time. If only the light. And everything went dark. Task complete. Yay, we did it. Uh-oh. Well, that sucked. The performance is starting. It seems like everyone in the circus will be busy. I have no one to talk to at this time. Aimless for the first time yet. So this happened. Okay. So now I thought they were the same day, but they're different days. I think the Jackie thing was the day before. And yeah. We'll see. I guess we'll see. Task failed successfully. Exactly. Aimless for the first time yet, acutely aware of the clock ticking. I might as well make my way to the big top and watch the big show unfold for a bit. As I enter the room, the seats are already packed full of eager fans, and the spotlights and drum beats are announcing the start of the performance. I also predict, I don't know, maybe the person who hit me on the head is... I don't know. I still don't know who did it. I'm starting to get convinced that no one did it. Or it was Elise. For I don't know what reason. Because I have not been able to talk to her to establish motive. As I enter the room, the seats are already packed full of eager fans, and the spotlights and drum beats are announcing the start of the performance. Someone steps out from behind the curtain. It's Chip, dressed in a ringmaster outfit, complete with top hat and the cane. Whoa. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the circus. I'm your ringmaster Chip, and the night of extraordinary sights awaits. Now, esteemed guests, please say hi to your performers tonight. First up, our phenomenal puppeteer Echo. And the astounding acrobat, Jan. Uh-oh, do I hear the footsteps? Do you hear the footsteps? Here comes our beloved beast tamer, Rolf. Uh-oh, who's there with the elephant? It's our fabulous fire dancer, Miss Aideen. And now, get ready for a journey to see the wonder of nature with this strange beast from all over the world. And to witness unimaginable feats of human excellence. And perhaps something a little magical. Surprise! He drags the word out, intentionally teasing the crowds. They go wild in anticipation. I can hear frantic whispering among the two men sitting in front of me. Something magical? What's that supposed to mean? Man, didn't you hear that? The amazing Hattie is back. What? Isn't she missing or something? I saw it in the papers. No, she's back. What? How did you even know? How do you even know she's back? You see her or something? Yeah, I was here last night. Last night? I was here 3 nights in a row, man. They always do the same thing to start introducing everyone here. The day before yesterday, she didn't show up, so I thought she was still missing. But then, bam, the last hour of the show yesterday, she shows up out of the nowhere, scared the hell out of me and everyone else. For real? What was she doing then? What's up with all the disappearance shit? Something about like an accident. She was dressing different too, had a mask and stuff. I tune out their voices and I go over this information in my head. The magician Moses hired to play Hattie was here last night. She did not show up during the opening introductions, but she had already done a closing show. The show is still moving forward on the stage with the first act of the night quickly announced and gearing up. So, was Jackie replaced by a different person? Because she got hit on the head in the train car. Things are heating up here, but I can't focus on any of that. Everything that happened today is swirling around in my head like a tornado. The attack, my memories, the victim, this replacement, yesterday, today. My head is such a mess that I don't even notice that Chip retired from the stage and found me in the back of the room. He's back in his clown costume and holding something behind him, smiling mysteriously. It is so loud in the room that he practically has to shout into my ears. Hey, welcome to the show. What do you think of the opening act? It was great, but I don't even know where to start, but he isn't listening. Oh, good. My act is coming right up. I'm sure you'll love it, too. I'm workshopping a new character. I'm thinking of calling him Chip the Demolition Man. What do you think? He winks and pulls out a red and gold hammer from behind. Oh, the hammer from behind, posing to raise it over his head. Well, now we're supposed to think he's suspicious. First sight of it, my breath tightens. My heartbeat suddenly speeds up against my will. What is happening? Something feels incredibly wrong or incredibly right. I can't tell right now. What? A hammer. Think. It's a mallet. Can I see it? Of course. He walks closer with the hammer still raised over his head and... Oh no, I'm feeling dizzy. Hey, are you okay? What's happening here? Are you allergic to mallets? I can feel the onslaught of a splitting headache. Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm sorry. That was a bad joke. You look worse. I didn't realize. And everything went dark. He didn't even hit me on the head. Okay. Whoa.